Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Mark Tower, this is Albatross 1-3, requesting permission to land, over.
I don't need a computer to tell me how to land a damn airplane.
6.
Heads-up display, check.
5,
Lasers, check.
4,
Particle beam, check.
3,
Proton bolts, check.
2,
Chair control, check.
1.
Let's do it.
Broadcasting from a secret underground location somewhere in Mos Eisley. This is the Docking Bay 77 podcast. Make yourself comfortable. The show is about to start.
Hello, and welcome to the Docking Bay 77 podcast. I'm Amber Lewis, taking over hosting duties once again from Dayton Johnson, our normal host. And for this episode, joining me is my partner in all things Disney, John Williams, aka Disney John, and special guest. It's not Robert this week. It's Dana
not.
Jacobs.
Dana.
Welcome, guys.
Howdy. Long time
We
no
are.
see, Dana.
I know, right? It's been a whole, 12 hours?
Yeah,
For John.
actually,
I
24
haven't
hours.
seen you, Amber, and oh God, forever. I think
I
it was
know,
last
it's-
summer.
Yeah, it's been a couple of episodes now since we've all gotten together. Well, we are 5 episodes into our series covering 9 classic Disney live action films. We've been 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with Captain Nemo and To the Wild Frontier with Davy Crockett. We then went to Ireland with Darby O'Gill and the Little People. We're shipwrecked with the Swiss Family Robinson. And most recently, we traveled to Medfield College to attend Professor Brainerd's physical chemistry class. For this episode, we are traveling to Camp Inch to stage some truly awful pranks and make a surprising discovery with the film The Parent Trap. This movie tells the story of teenage twin sisters separated at birth who meet at summer camp, swap places, and scheme to reunite their divorced parents.
Who's she? I never saw her before in my life. The nerve of her coming here with your face. What are you gonna do about it?
4 weeks left at camp and you'll spend them all together. Room together, eat together, play together.
How old are you? I'll be 14 November 12th. That's my birthday, too. What is your mother like? Busted up with Dad when I was young. There used to be a picture of her on Daddy's desk. What are you doing with her picture? It's my mother. But it's my mother, too. Sisters! Do you want to meet Father? And I'm just dying to know Mother.
Let's get together, yeah. Why did you and I come back?
My very own Father.
Let's get together.
Oh, Father.
Father.
We be a friend.
Do you miss me?
You'll never know. If we switched, sooner or later they'd have to unswitch us. And they'd have to meet again, face to face.
Susie, there's been a lot of things happening since you left.
What does a young girl like her seeing him? I'll give you a million reasons, and he's got 'em right in the bank.
We're in trouble. You'll have to bring Mother out here immediately.
Oh, what a time for you to show up just when I'm gonna get married.
Daddy, please don't marry that woman.
I'm going to marry your father, so you get used to the idea.
You want a bet?
Let's get together, yeah.
Off with the old and on with the new, eh?
You ever get that funny feeling like something's gonna happen? Like a storm brewing?
We will be. Let's get together, yeah.
That was wonderful, girls.
Great.
All right, let's start with some opening thoughts. When and where did you first see this movie, and what were your initial impressions? I saw this movie when I was little. I was obsessed with Haley Mills. I saw everything she was in. I think I saw this movie on the Disney Channel back when the Disney Channel like first dropped in the 80s. So yeah, I've seen this like multiple times. Disney John, how about you? This was your first watch, wasn't
This
it?
was absolutely 100% guaranteed my first watch of this ever.
I was gonna say, are you
Of the
sure? Because a
OG.
lot of times you forget.
No, of the OG, there's not a single thing in this entire thing that I remember at all. So this
Oh my
is
gosh,
absolutely 100% my first watch through of the original
Yay!
1961 version. Now I've seen the remakes.
Mhm.
They don't, I think, do the original justice. I thought the original was unique, and I cannot wait to talk more about that. But this was absolutely my first time. Absolutely, I watched it 2 days ago, and I watched it today. Like those were my own first and only times I've watched this. I loved it.
Oh, good.
Spoilers. I'll tell you later if I liked it or not. Did he like it? I don't know.
Dana, how about you?
You know, like you, Amber, I saw like I think back in the 80s when the Disney Channel first came on the air. Maybe they had it on The Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday night sometime. I watched it when I was a kid, and I watched it several times since. But I'll admit I haven't watched it for two and a half decades. So 20, it's been a long time since I've seen it last. I honestly think I've seen the remake more recently than this one, and I haven't seen the remake since it came out. So that just kind of tells you how long it is. But hey, anytime you've got some twin mischief going on, I'm sitting ready for with a bucket of popcorn because I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you guys know any twins growing up? I have known two sets of twins in my life. One was brothers that I went to high school with, and then the other set were brothers that I nannied for as an adult. But like neither set of twins were like you couldn't tell them apart. Like
identical.
you could tell them apart.
Yeah, I've had paternal twins, like boy girl twins, and I've had maternal twins. This is a set of boys, but those I could tell apart. They were not idents, and neither was obviously the fraternals were not idents as well.
So I went to high school with a couple sets of twins, mostly maternal, but there was one set of identical twins, and they got into some hijinks. Like they one of their favorite things, oh god, I'm trying to remember, I can't even think of their names right now, but they had a shirt that said "Hi, my name is," and they would switch the shirts. They went to each other's classes. The best joke they ever pulled is, and this is probably the meanest one they did, they actually went to homecoming with each other's dates.
No.
Hold on. Went to it once they had planned it all out. Once the cat was out of the bag, they fixed it all and stuff. But yeah, they went to homecoming.
Oh my god!
The good news is on that one, their dates were best friends, and
that's good.
Even though they didn't know, they took it kind of well.
That's good because that could go really wrong. Homecoming is stressful.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, the jokes of the teacher would yell at one of them and call him by name. They're like, that's not me, that's my brother. Those were rampant. It was.
Oh, that's fun. That's great. I would love to. Yeah, I wish I had idents in my life because I think that would be a blast.
Yeah, they were the youngest two of four. They had two older siblings.
Okay.
Oh boy. Their house was a riot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's focus on Sharon and Susan. We'll start with some background facts about our film.
Facts are meaningless. You can use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true.
So this movie was Disney's 25th live-action film and was released the same year as the movie from our last episode, The Absent-Minded Professor. The story is based on the 1949 children's novel. I'm going to give it a try.
Das Doppelett Lockchen. I've been practicing.
That was so good.
Thank you. I've been
Thank you.
No kidding. I was practicing just for that moment.
I do French. I don't do German. So thank you for jumping in. So yes, by German author Erich Kästner. He originally wrote the plot for the book as it was actually a film scenario during World War II, but due to his resistance to the Nazis, he was forbidden from publishing any material. 4 years after World War II ended and the Nazis fell, Kastner published his original idea as the
Das
novel.
Doppelnetz-Lachten.
Thank you. And it was first illustrated by Walter Trier, who had illustrated the writer's other children's books and had also resisted the Nazis. So they kind of lost their careers for a while, but they survived the war and successfully republished. Okay, I'm going to try it. Das Doppelnetz-Lachten?
Yep.
Ooh. Was discovered by Disney's story editor, Bill Dover, who recommended that the studio buy it. So, John, what happened after that? You've got our production history for
Everybody
this one.
settle in. I've got a lot.
Oh, boy.
So this is 1961 version of The Parent Trap. It's Walt Disney Productions under Buena Vista Distribution, and it was directed by David Swift. The development timeline is, like Amber has said, in 1949, German author Erich Kästner publishes his the Double Lottie, which is what it's called, and the Nazis wouldn't let him do it. In 50, Kästner himself writes the screenplay for the first film adaptation in Germany, starring a real-life identical twins, Isa and Jutta Gunther. And then in the late 50s, the Bill is when he picks that up. So this is the timeline for that. So in March of 1960, Disney publicly announces Haley Mills will star in the project, then called His and Hers, to be written and directed by David Swift, the same team that just did Pollyanna. The film is also floated under the title Petticoats and Blue Jeans. It is the first of a 5-film summer contract Mills signs with Disney. In June of the same year, Maureen O'Hara signs on. The film begins production under yet another working title, We Belong Together. Filming begins in July 19th through October 14th of 1960, and the principal photography runs 13 weeks, primarily at Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, with 5 days of location shooting in Carmel, California. Camp scenes were filmed at Bluff Lake Camp in San Bernardino Mountains, and ranch scenes use Disney's Golden Oak Ranch in Placierta Canyon. May 16th of 61, a preview screening now titled The Parent Trap is held for Disney stockholders in Burbank following a shareholder meeting. And then in June 21st, 1961, the film is finally released nationally by Buena Vista Distribution with a planned July 4th premiere at Radio City Music Hall in New York. So casting decisions. The lead role was always going to be Haley Mills. She plays Susan Evers, Sharon McKendrick, and the film is built around Mills from the start. And this is her second of 6 Disney pictures. She had just won an honorary Juvenile Academy Award for Pollyanna, and Disney was eager to maximize her screen time, which became critically important given her growth spurts mid-filming. It was interesting. I think I've got some of this later on. The mother is Maureen O'Hara. She plays Maggie McKendrick. Disney initially offered O'Hara $25,000, a third of her usual $75,000 fee, but God love her, she held firm and she got her full quote of money. And her contract was also guaranteed top billing, which Disney then gave to Mills instead of O'Hara. Later said this was why she never worked with the studio again.
See, I feel like I need to get her book and see what she really says about it, because I saw that like on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm searching for some of the stuff. I'm going like, okay,
like she was really tough, and she stood up to a lot of people in Hollywood and was just absolutely fierce.
As she should. I mean,
yeah, for sure. But and like the money thing, like I totally get, but like the billing thing just seems a little petty if there wasn't more to it, especially with Haley Mills like playing 2 roles, and the way when you watch the credits, it's Haley Mills and Haley Mills in The Parent Trap.
Well,
like it's cute.
They also get double billing for one of the songs because she sings the song with herself. One of the lead songs. I've got the information in here somewhere.
Yeah,
it's under my music section. But so there was a body double.
But then Maureen O'Hara's name is like the very next name.
Yeah, it was the very next name. I'm sorry. Like Haley Mills should have gotten top billing regardless of what was going on. You still got paid your $75,000. You just came after the star of the show, which was a kid. Like if you're butt sore about that, I'm sorry. Like
I feel like there's gotta be more to that story. I gotta go get that book.
So the father was Brian Keith, and he played Mitch Evers, and he was he was known for tough guy Western roles. And Keith had never done a comedy before and was reportedly very nervous. I think it showed. It worked.
Yeah.
But it worked. He would go on to make 2 more Disney films. He and O'Hara would also reteam in Westerns, The Deadly Companions and The Rare Breed. And then we have a body double. Did anybody notice the body double get billed in here? No, you didn't.
No,
there's a reason.
She didn't get any credit.
Yeah, she as a condition of her contract, Susan Henning was Haley Mills's body double. Henning signed away her right to be credited, preserving the illusion that only one actress played both twins. And at the wrap party, Walt Disney personally presented her with an award for the best unseen performance on film. And I thought that was a nice nod to her because, I mean, she gave up quite a bit for that, right?
Yes.
So the director and screenplay was by David Swift, as we said earlier. Cinematography was by Lucien Ballard. The filming and editing was by Philip W. Anderson, and the music and songs are by the Sherman Brothers.
The Sherman Brothers.
And the score was written by Paul Smith. The Sherman Brothers wrote 3 songs: the title track, For Now, For Always, and Let's Get Together. And the title track was recorded by Annette Funicello and Tommy Sands, who happened to be filming Babes in Toyland at the same time at the same Disney lot. Let's Get Together, this is the one I was talking about, was double tracked by Haley Mills herself, and her single reached number 8 in the U.S. charts, credited to Haley Mills and Haley Mills. Box office performance in the U.S. was $25.1 million, and it, with an adjusted inflation rate of $320 million today. So it did not do badly. World gross was it was like not as good as I thought it would have been, but it was 29 million. And then I have a couple of deep trivias. So the screenplay originally called for only a handful of split screen shots of Mills with herself. A body double would handle the rest. When Walt Disney saw how seamless the optical effects were in early tests, he ordered the script rewritten to massively expand the dual Haley scenes. He also insisted on maximizing on her screen time because he knew her growth spurts during filming required camera tricks to hide, to be hidden, and then more controlled the angle, the better. In the scene where Mitch trips over the chair, y'all remember that? He trips over that chair.
Yes.
Okay. Brian Keith fell so hard he actually cracked a rib and kept on acting through the rest of the take. Yeah, because I watched that scene very closely because I had read this. And I'm like, let me find out. I want to see this. I watched that particular scene like and I was like, he doesn't show at all. I'm thinking like, man, a cracked rib, that hurts, right? I mean, like,
right. But he's a tough guy from Westerns, so
yeah,
that's going to make it even more interesting because before you mentioned that, you know, I could see the tough guy Western and just the way he was on screen, but not knowing that this was his first comedy, that was the scene I laughed the hardest at because it was just out of the blue. He just kind of like backed up and tumbled over and he was like,
oh my God. So, when the campers march through camp whistling, the tune is Colonel Boogeyman, or the Colonel Boogie March, a deliberate nod to the famous scene in the bridge on the River Kwai in 1957.
I didn't know that song had a name. It was just the Bridge on the River Kwai song.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the Colonel Boogie March. And then I think I've got so many things here. Now I'm cherry picking. Let me see. Disney protested Columbia Pictures' plans to release a film titled The Mail Trap in 1961. Claiming it infringed on the Parent Trap, and the dispute made trade press. I'll leave it at that. But that's what I have.
I have a couple little pieces of trivia.
Go for it.
One of my favorite things is that Ruth McDivitt, who plays Miss Inch, the woman that leads the camp,
right?
She is also the lady that runs the bird shop at the opening of the movie The Birds.
Really?
And she always plays like these ditzy little, motherly kind of characters. She's
really
like
fun.
the exact same person in The Birds as she is in this movie. And I just adore her. And then Nancy Culp, who played Miss Greeniker. You may recognize her from the Beverly Hillbillies. She was the secretary.
Yes.
She did the voice of Frou Frou in the Aristocats. And that Frou Frou was the horse.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, she kind of has a horse face, but
I like her. She always
Oh
plays
no,
a
I
neat
love her.
character.
No, you kidding me? She plays the best characters. I
And
love
then
her.
one more little piece of trivia. Haley Mills was so embarrassed by the backless dress scene that she wore like 6 pairs of underwear to like cover herself. So she felt a little less exposed,
How
I guess.
old was she when she did this? I did not
She
look
was
that
12.
up. Well, oh my god. Okay, so she was really young.
Or no, 14. She was 12 when she did Pollyanna.
Okay, man, I'd like, yeah, I would have been. Anybody would have been embarrassed by that, especially at 14, a teenager. My god.
Yeah. And then I have a quote here that I have to share. I was listening to interviews with Haley Mills today. And they asked her, of course, about working for Walt Disney. And she absolutely adored him and just couldn't speak highly enough of him and of her time working for him.
Oh wow.
And she said that she asked him, what is the message of your movies? Because they're all so relentlessly positive.
Right.
And I, of course, got like all choked up because he said, I try to show people the best in themselves.
Aw.
I was like, Walt. And she felt like that's why his movies were so successful, because it made people feel happy about being human.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes
Which I just thought
sense.
was
It makes
a
perfect
beautiful
sense, though.
thing.
Think back on all of our movies that we've done so far, right? Like you want to hope that you're not going to be the pirate. You want to hope that, you know what I mean? Like it's just,
Yep.
I don't know. It's Swiss Family Robinson, another good one, you know, small family and they're, holding out against those pirates. Yeah. That's,
Yep.
Oh, what a beautiful little sentiment. That's awesome.
Isn't that great? Dana, did you have any trivia you wanted to add?
Talking about Brian Keith, he said that he liked the movie so much he watched it like 4 times after it came out, and at one point forgot he was in it.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Here's another one. Yeah, you were talking about the music. This was actually the first full-length movie that Sherman and Sherman wrote music for a Disney movie.
Oh wow, I did not know that. So one last thing I had too was the ranch interiors seen in the film. So when you're inside the ranch and everything like that, which Walt Disney Archives actually still gets requests for the floor plans of, never actually existed in a single building. They were separate rooms on a Disney Golden Oak Ranch lot, edited together to look like one cohesive home.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, really? Like, dang, because I love the big.
But it is a really nice house, though.
It really is. I was like, oh, kind of like that. Like, but now that I know that it's not all the thing, I'm like, oh, darn.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Did either of you go to summer camp?
Yeah.
I went to camp for like 1 week. Or not a week, a weekend. And but our camp was very like this. Was yours like this?
Oh yeah.
Not like a camp like this. Yeah, mine was more like weekend camping trips with like the Boy Scouts. No, not.
Okay.
We went to one like little camp area, but I've never gone to a camp with cabins. It's all been tent areas.
Yeah, no, I did 4-H camp. I did that for several summers.
Oh, okay.
We had sock hops and swimming.
Oh, so you did like the whole thing.
Yeah, we did the whole thing. Yeah. I did that for like 2 or 3 summers. Yeah, it was a blast.
That's awesome. All right. Let's move on to what we loved about this movie. And I have a really long list.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Awesome.
Dana, let's let you kick it off.
So I'll start with the technical things on it. The split screen, I have to say, I've seen, and I mean since this one came out. So newer split screens that have not been that good.
Nope.
This one, I can understand why after seeing a few, Disney asked for more of it, because that was unbelievably good for the split screen. There was only like 1 or 2 times and I knew they were using the body double for it, when you could tell they kind of had it split screen too, because when they look at each other, they're kind of just off a little bit. They're like look like one was looking at the forehead and the other was like looking at the nose or the chin. And that's fine. I get that. That's technical things. But going back to what I like about it is, for 1961, that was unbelievably good. I really liked it. Yeah, you really had the feeling that there were two Haley Mills. Like, are you sure she doesn't have an identical twin in real life? Type kind of feeling on it, and it was just great. And then as you go through it, you even know they're different personality wise. Is there's like, I don't know, little quirks or little things about the two of them that you kind of get the feeling that, yeah, they're related, aside from, the looks and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that. Like a little smirk or something that they would have on their faces. They had like the same mischievous smirk when they were getting up
Oh, yeah.
the stuff. So
They sure did.
that was pretty fun. I absolutely loved the pranks, whether they're pranking on each other in the early part of the movie or when they're trying to just get Vicky out of the scene. Oh God, no! It's that last scene where they take her up into the mountains. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, definitely into that. It was written really well. It was really enjoyable. I mean, this is a good family, a good kids movie. The music very of the time. I'm not saying anything against Disney, but you had to get the two of them singing in there, and you listen to the style of the music, and I'm like, that is absolutely 1960s music.
Gosh, yeah. 100%.
So
the minute you hear Annette Funicello, you're like, immediately placed in time and space.
And everything, and it fit so well for the time frame that it was in, and it was just a really well storytelling. I love the extra characters, like oh God, I can't say her name. Una
Markle?
No, it's on the dad's side.
She was the maid. Yeah, that's the actress is Una Markle. I can't remember what the character name is.
Her and Grandpa.
Yes,
they are. They are the characters that, like, they find out first, and you kind of get the sense that they think something's off because when the dog doesn't like her, there's a few things that doesn't make sense about her, and she's kind of questioning. And then the grandpa like have this look and just kind of. Okay, you just got the sense that they were starting to catch on, and if they hadn't like found out in the way they found out, they would have caught him some other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Verbena, that's her name.
Verbena.
Yes. So John, how about you? What were some things that you liked about the movie?
I'm with Dan on this. I thought the split screening, I thought it would be so obvious. I mean, like really obvious. And the second time I watched through it, I'm like, I really still don't see it, right? Like, I mean, like you said, there's a few times where the eyes and the looks were just off, but you're like, this works so well. Like, well, and they're on stage together, and you could tell when the body double is being used, but there were times where you're just like, this is working so beautifully together. Or the time when she's got the duffel bag up next to her face, and they shoot the whole scene. That's the body double behind there. There's a few times where she turns, you almost see her, but she turns back, and you're just like, wow, this is really well written, really well blocked, and like the camera people are definitely on it watching, right? Like how many times did she like lean too far this way and they catch her face and they go, okay, we gotta redo that. It was beautifully shot, and again, the story was good, right? I mean, I don't want to say they were touting it, but they were definitely talking about divorce in the 1960s, which was never like, hey, guess what? We're getting a divorce. Let's do this. Not like today where it's just like dime a dozen. You get married just as fast as you get divorced nowadays. So it's like, for me, I was just like, wow, they're talking about, hey, welcome to my broken home. And then having
and the effect that it has on the kids. Like,
right.
I think in some movies, they just act like, oh, it's no big deal. The kids will deal with it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And this, lets the kids verbalize how they feel about it.
Oh, 100%. And like them not knowing, I thought that was kind of cruel of the parents. Is like, okay, we're going to split these twins up and we're going to send one with mom and one with dad. There we go. We each get a kid. Great. Good thing we have.
Yeah. We'll dive into that in my dislikes.
Okay, good. But honestly, other than that, I enjoyed the humor in it. The pacing was really well done. The blocking for the split screening was just superb. I mean, 1961, come on. I've seen stuff today that's produced today that is just like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and then you look at that and it was just so natural and so easy. It was really well done. I enjoyed this movie a lot. What about you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's almost nothing I don't like about this
Yeah,
movie.
I'm with you on that.
But yeah, I really love the scenes. I love how it plays out when the girls switch and they are with their opposite parent for the first time, and the way that they, you can tell they've envisioned this
Right. Oh yeah.
for years, and now it's actually happening, and it's better than what they thought, but different than what they thought. And as Haley Mills goes through all those emotions, I think that is just wonderfully played. I absolutely adore the scene where Sharon, who is pretending to be Susan, absolutely loses her mind when Mitch tells her he's marrying Vicky, and she just starts like screaming and ranting like, I've been studying for weeks to learn about this house, and now this happens, and this is ridiculous. And I absolutely think that is one of the best scenes in the movie. And then like kind of building on that, the script is really well done, and there's a lot of things that you kind of miss if you're not really paying attention. I don't know that I ever noticed this before, and I've seen this movie a lot. But today when I was watching it, during one of the scenes where Mitch is coming and going from the room when Vicky and her mother and the minister are in the house talking about the wedding, he re-enters the room, and as he does, you hear Vicky say to her mom, Mother, this is my wedding. You've had 4.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Oh my God.
I heard this is the this is my wedding comment. I totally blanked on the you've had 4.
I had to like rewind it and make sure I heard it right. And I'm like, well, if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about these two horrible women.
Gold diggers before there were gold diggers.
Right?
You mentioned him, and I totally forgot about him. That minister, oh my God, he was hilarious.
Wasn't he great? He is so unappreciated, I think.
The scene where after he falls in the pool, he comes in and Maureen O'Hara just clocks him in the face, and she's like leaning over him in his robe, and the minister comes in and he just has this look on his face. Like I'm like, well, they found a way to slip an adult joke into a kid's movie there. It was so just like like first time me watching it, little kid me would not have gotten it way over my head. Well, and now when I go back and look at it, I'm like, this is a kid's movie.
Yeah. Well, I like the when he goes, yeah, I'll just take a double on the rocks. So oh yeah, you will.
And then there's one point where he just like winks at him. He's like,
yeah.
Don't worry. It's all good. So did we all like this movie? I mean, can we just skip the next section? I didn't like it.
Well, no, because I have a couple things
I have
that I did not.
Okay.
I have just a few.
Okay. So Dayton, we're gonna move on to things we didn't like.
I don't hate it. I just don't like it at all. And it's terrible.
All right. So, John, did you have anything? Because I'm going to just jump in. What's your one?
I actually had one.
Okay.
I thought that the original prank against the girls while they were at camp was the better of the two pranks because they destroyed that girl's dress. Right? So it was like they're at camp and they like honey and pine needles and that was more unique and it was much better done. And they go out and they actually vandalize this girl's dress that she paid money for. So there's kind of a difference between the level of prankery there.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I, first of all, hate pranks of any kind. Like, I think April Fool's Day is the worst idea that anybody has ever had in the history of ideas.
Is that because you get got often?
I mean, yeah, I'm so gullible. I totally fall for anything that anybody would pull over on me. And it's the whole point of making a prank is to make someone else look stupid and to laugh at them for being stupid. And I just think that is hateful and rude. So that's my little rant about that. And with this movie, like it's not a proportional response.
Nope.
Like the first thing, Susan's group gets flipped out of their canoe.
Yeah.
Because they came up and they were being sassy, and Sharon's group, and it wasn't even Sharon, it was like her friend, like just put her foot on the canoe and tipped it. Okay. So a proportional response, I don't know because I don't prank, but I don't think would be completely demolishing their entire cabin.
Oh no, for getting inspected, yeah, 100%. I mean, they went overboard because it's a movie, but absolutely, you get flipped over on in the lake in front of other people for no reason. Yeah, I'm coming at you in your cabin next, baby.
Oh, see,
it would have been more water. I think it would have been more water than it would have been like honey poured around them and pine needles and string, and that was a little too much. But yeah, absolutely. And I would have put I would have soaked their blankets. I would have soaked their shoes. Come in and just soak their shoes so when they put their feet in their shoes the next morning. Oh yeah.
Okay. Like it's hateful, but a proportional response. And I just think they went a little too far.
If you get into prank wars, you have to expect that it's coming back at you. And I can tell you that if you're the first one to prank someone, that's the worst position. You want to be pranked first because they know that it's coming, and all you have to do is just look at them sideways. I mean, just give them side eye, like, and they're just going to stare all day long, like, what has he done over here? Like, what? Oh my God! It could be weeks before anything actually happens, and they've got so much buildup in their head that whatever you do is not going to be even close to what they want.
You're enjoying this too much. The whole point is, I hate this, and it is inappropriate. And we are not condoning this behavior.
In 2026, it might be inappropriate because it could be considered hazing. But
we're not going there. We're just talking about.
There was a time when pranks were fun and they didn't cross a line, because you know when it crosses the line, because literally everybody in the space goes, "That's a pine cone too far," right? Everybody knows it too, and everybody just goes, "We're done," and that's it. Everybody cleans up. You walk away.
Yeah, in my opinion, I half agree with you, Amber. I do believe that people can do pranks and be very mean-spirited, and I don't like those ones at all.
No.
But when you've got the little playful pranks, the back and forth, like when you have the twins that pull the jokes on each other, or you have two really good friends that they're just doing something funny, or if it's harmless and it's not meant to humiliate them, and you know you're getting it back when it's an even ground. Every once in a while, a prank ain't that bad. A whoopee cushion is still funny.
Oh yeah,
you know, you throw a whoopee cushion on someone, they sit on it.
Oh yeah, you put it underneath the pre-seat. Oh, that's great.
That's great.
That's money. Yeah, well, we used to have. I had a family that we grew up with. They were literally my second mom and dad. Okay. And when we were growing up, one day we woke up and we walk up to that front window and we look outside. We go, "What the fudge is going on out there?" And it was like this big, huge paper mache elephant that was dressed up for whatever the holiday was, right? We're sitting out there. We're like, where the heck did this come from? So we pull it inside, we put it in the garage, and we store it in there. And we're trying to figure out who did it. And our family friends, we got together often. We're over there like, we heard you had a visitor. We're like, oh, okay, it's on. So that elephant traveled so often between so many families' homes and got dressed up for the occasion. Like we'd repaint it, we'd patch it back up. That elephant would end up in and it was big. I'm not talking a small little elephant. It took the place of a car in our garage. Okay. It took up space. So that thing got traveled around town often and for years. And we're not talking about this, did it for years. We had costumes prepared for the next possible holiday that we're either getting it for or giving it for. So yeah, that's awesome.
Something like that. Like you get everyone in on it.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely 100%. That is a fun prank. Could you imagine if you came out as on top of your car? That'd be awesome.
I'd laugh.
I would too. It's amazing. See, those are good pranks.
Nope, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, Dana, you and I should talk after this. It has nothing to do with you, Amber. Nothing at all.
I will never have a group get together with the two of you. Ever.
I'm just teasing. And now that I know that you don't like pranks, I will never include you.
Thank you. You guys
can't
go
feel
have
left
fun.
out when I actually prank other people.
Nope. I will not be sad even a little bit.
Okay. Good to know. So
but
that was
back on topic.
Right. So that was my one. Was the dress?
That was your
I felt that was literally a dress too far. That was just a little too far.
Yeah. Well, and I really like understood the fight. Like when she slapped the heck out of her, I was I would probably do that.
Uh-huh.
The other thing I didn't like was just, I know we have to have the premise because there's no story, but just the cruelty of splitting these twins.
Yes.
Like, you can't be adults and deal with, like, I'm sorry. It was just, it's the one thing I hate about this movie because it makes, you're supposed to like the mom and dad.
Yes.
And you're supposed to be rooting for the mom and dad, but this convoluted decision is just wrong.
Thankfully, they didn't dwell on it.
Yeah.
If they dwelled on that, I think it would have really detracted from the overall movie. Because, like, I'm with you. I'm like, who thinks to split up a set of twins? Because, I mean, they didn't even bring in any of the twin things with it, right? Like, twins are supposedly, like, so connected. They know about the other one and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, these two weren't. But, I just think about that in the real world situation. I mean, nobody's going to split up twins. I'm sorry. That just is never going to happen in a real world scenario.
Yeah.
At least not in this thing. I mean, one of the twins I knew, their parents were divorced, and they would like not like forever, but like a couple months out of the year, one would be at one would be at the other, and they weren't always together. Like they would kind of they would spend time together.
But you do that with when you have multiple children anyway, because you want to give them all individual attention.
Exactly.
You know, so that doesn't, isn't completely out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, it just.
It's the whole idea that they kept them in the dark. They had like neither one of them knew about the other one at all, and they had never seen, like, they had. This is where the weirdest one is. They because if you just look at each one individually, they each knew their other parent was still alive, but here they are. How old were they in this movie? 14?
14
going on 14.
Yeah.
And had never seen or hadn't seen them since they were like these. I mean, even in today's world, it happens. It does, but even that is not typical. I mean, that's just like, you think back then in the 50s and 60s, to even if your parents aren't together, you're
going to go see the other.
You're going to see him every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, and I don't like it also when Maureen O'Hara is explaining it and she says, "You belong to me and Susan belongs to your father." And it's like, neither one of them belongs to anybody. Like, these are human beings.
It's like, it would have been better had she said responsible, but in the 60s, I'm sure it was like, you belong to me.
Yeah.
He belongs to your daddy. And I'm just like, I don't know.
So it just makes me not like them, and I want to like them.
I have one other thing that I just thought of, because you talked about the slap, and it reminded me at the end when Vicky slapped one of the girls. She says, "Well, since you share everything, maybe your sister will split this with you." And she slaps the crap out of the girl, Sharon or Susan. And I was just like, if I was the dad or the mom there, I would have walked up and punched that lady's lights out. Like,
she would have been like flying down that mountain. Yeah. And Brian Keith's just kind of like, "Hey, that was a very nice." Well, and I'm like, no.
Being his husband, we're sitting there just like smiling, like, I'm like, you both didn't stop her? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
See, that would have been one of the things where, just a little rearranging of things. If they had waited until they got back to the ranch house before Vicky decided to split, and did that in front of Maureen O'Hara, and I wanted to see Maureen O'Hara just clock her right.
Yeah. Oh, Maureen O'Hara would have killed her.
That would have been a perfect way to end that. That would have been great.
Yes. And I also feel like Vicky was maybe, although I don't know who you would get, maybe Marilyn Monroe. Like, what woman is going to stand next to Maureen O'Hara and be a choice? Like, that's not a thing that happens. You don't choose anybody over her.
I thought it was kind of unfair to the whole script, but whatever.
Right? I don't know what woman you could get. Maybe Elizabeth Taylor.
Sure.
Marilyn.
Sure.
Or Marilyn. Like, that's the level that you would have to go to. Even say, maybe.
No, not really. Okay.
The problem is neither one of those two actresses would have played that secondary role.
Well, this is true. Second fiddle, what?
Yeah, what? No, not this girl.
Anything else we got to complain? I guess the list wasn't really that long.
I came up with two, and literally that's why we were talking.
Well, I did have a few other things that not that I didn't like, they just didn't work for me in in it, and one was when they're taking them to their new cabin. They have this whole little sequence of them marching through the field, marching through the woods, marching through, and you get this idea that their cabin is like way far away and separated from everyone else, and then they pan out, and then there's a cabin right next door to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you
like
at the end of the road? You just take the long way around or something like that. I'm like
the isolation table that they sit at. I thought it was like an isolation cabin out in the middle of the woods.
Exactly. And then there's a scene where they're out, or they're looking out. I think it's where they're talking about how she needs to start biting her nails or something like that. And you look right next door to it, and there's another cabin there. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The other things come with this being like a 60s style thing. I mean, aside from the minister asking for, the double, you saw everyone was like smoking in it and everything like that. But I would say this one in the shooting, there was a scene where, oh God, they did such a good job. I don't remember which one it was that I was looking at here. Is it Sharon that was with Maureen O'Hara?
Yes.
Okay, Sharon. Where Sharon and Maureen O'Hara, they're walking in what I guess it was supposed to be a park.
Yeah.
And
yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely tell that they're in front of a green screen.
So bad.
I hate that too.
Well, this is... I can understand them doing things like that, but the next scene was a wide shot over them, and they were just in that park, and I'm like, why didn't you just do the
Well, that's not Maureen O'Hara and Haley Mills. That is
from the wide shot?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's Haley Mills' mom and the body double. I'm not sure about that, but it's definitely not the two actors.
Yeah, you had this wonderful outdoor scene from the wide shot right after, and the scene before, it's so obvious that
like you can't find any park in California that kind of looks like Boston. Like,
it was. I mean, I could understand it in the scenes where in their car, where they're moving like that, but when they're just walking, it felt so.
And it was worse with Haley Mills because she didn't match anything. It was like I don't know. It was well, and then the scene where they're actually lunching together. I mean, there's like it was the obvious line where the green screen is at, where they've got the potted plants, the tree, and everything like that. And I'm like, oh well, that's fake behind that line. That's a green screen. Because it was the better of the two scenes, but I was like, well, that's a set shot. I mean, I can see where they're covering the green screen at. Like this is, and then the next scene is just like Haley Mills is walking like. And then I'm bouncing my head up and down, really like I'm going like I'm walking like I'm running, and then the screen behind her is like so slow and steady, and I was just like, "This is, that was bad." Thank you for bringing that up, Dana, because that was pretty bad.
Yes, and I notice it every time.
Especially with all the great split screens that they did, you would have thought that they would have made that one scene better.
Bingo!
Right. It does break the magic for that one scene because you're just sitting there like. Hold on, I have it. It's like, what the heck? Even the town drunk noticed that. Okay, it was not good. I mean, really, to the rest of the movie, it was like they gave it to some intern and said, "Make this look good." They were like, "Sure thing, Walt," and then they made that, and they were like next door's hiring. Go there, please. This is terrible. Like it was. I'm sorry.
Well, and that reminds me of something else that I think is a problem with the film is that Walt was so excited about this technology that he made, I think, the movie longer than it needs to be. I am all about it needs to be 90 minutes long. And this thing is running up into 2 hours.
2 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
The remake was 2 hours and 9 minutes. And the only reason why I remember that is like one was 1 minute longer than the other.
Right. Yeah.
So you could have cut that scene.
Completely.
You don't get a whole lot out of it. You could have cut one of the scenes where Dad's trying to tell her that he's engaged to Vicky. I mean, there's a lot you could cut and still keep the double effect.
As long as you do not cut the scene where Grandpa Charles is yelling at Grandma when Sharon drops the bomb, and he's like, "No. Leave her. It's her daughter. Let her have her.
I am putting my foot down.
Yep, I love that so much because
You're
you
not-
know she just barrels through that house.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like she is.
Okay, you have these 15 things to do before noon, and after that, we're going to be able to go over to Buffy's house for lunch, and after that, we'll be able to go straight to tea. And I'm like, woman, no.
Yeah, she's hard cheese.
Hard cheese, nice.
But yeah, don't take away that scene with Grandpa Chuck because that
No,
was just
I agree.
perfect.
Oh, any scene with him is staying because he is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
So maybe we should move on to our favorites then.
Let's do that.
Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
All right, let's start with favorite scenes. Dana, what was your favorite scene?
I hope I'm not stealing John's on this one, but my favorite scene was the very end where they I know, Amber, it's a prank.
It's okay. Boys like these things.
But there's a reason behind this prank. They were trying to get rid of Vicky. That's what we all wanted.
Right.
The honey.
Well, and she's so horrible. Like, fine, do it to her.
It.
I'm fine with it.
But the very end when she wakes up and the bears are licking her feet, that was just hilarious because it's just a snowball effect where she freaks out and she's like, "I'm out of here," and it's like.
Mm-hmm.
And I get, that she was trying to charm her way in it, but when you go back and you sit and you look at it, Vicky and Mitch, they were completely different people. I mean, he's rugged outdoorsman, and she's gold digging socialite wannabe.
Well, and I think they've only been dating for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, they've only been dating for like 2 weeks. It's all that. But the what makes it my favorite scene is they know what's going on. They've teamed it up and they just make sure that she's out.
Yep. John, how about you? What was your favorite scene?
I'm going to expand on that and include every single scene while they're out and hiking and getting to their campsite that leads to everything. Everything about those entire sequence of scenes is my favorite part of the movie. Like
the sticks.
These girls
okay,
are, the sticks, because that's exactly where I was going. Because like they know that she's overhearing them, and you're like, yeah, no, there's mountain lions up there. Lions? Well, yeah, but all you have to do. This ancient Indian man told me, like, if you do this, and then she's walking around clacking them sticks together. Let me tell you what, best prank out of the entire movie. Best one. It was so good because there's only 2 people who are enjoying the hell out of it, and it's those 2 girls because they are just like watching her go and they're like clack clack clack. To me, that is the perfect prank out of the entire film. I loved it so much. It was great. It set it up for the end when they do cover her feet in honey and those bears start licking her because she was like, she's going to the tent and everybody's watching her clack those sticks together, right? And then she realizes at the last minute, like, oh, it doesn't actually work.
Well, the thing is, and this kind of speaks to, I guess they kind of wanted Vicky to be somewhat not with it or ditzy.
Right.
When they're like, oh yeah, it's an old ancient Indian trick. You hit the sticks together and all that stuff. Okay. Then move to the scene where she's like spraying all over herself. It's like, this is just making the bugs want me more. And like, well, yeah, what is it? She's like, this is an old ancient Indian trick. And she catches it on there, and then she goes back and she starts hitting the sticks before she realizes it.
It's like, wait, they gave me sugar water. Surely the sticks aren't a fake thing because that worked. Haven't seen a mountain lion yet. Like, it was, sorry, to me, that entire sequence was like the best. And not just because Vicky was out of there at that point. It was literally just because it was the greatest pranks throughout the entire movie were then. And it was so good. And they had put their twinness together and aimed it at Vicky and said, "You're gone. Let's make this fun." Right.
Or even when they're doing dinner and all that, and they're like, well, we got trout. And then she's like, I don't like trout. And they're both like, oh, I just love trout.
I love trout.
Then they're like, well, what's for breakfast? And Heckley's like, trout.
Sorry. Okay. That was literally my favorite scene out of the whole movie. I loved it so much.
We're gonna have to change it from scene to sequence because that whole thing was like 20 minutes long.
No, I realize it, but it sets it up though. That whole sequence is
yes
the best. I mean, like, because like if you want a single scene, it's when he fell over the chair. That was hysterical, right? That was good slapstick, and it worked really well. But to me, the best sequence of scenes was the entire hike up the mountain to get to their campsite, and those girls screwing around with Vicky so hard. So good.
Well, my favorite scene is really any scene with Maureen O'Hara, but my absolute favorite one is when she and Susan come back to California, and she's there with the girls, and it's just the three of them girls, and you see what a good girl mom she is. And the whole sequence reminds me of me and my mom when Sharon comes in and she says, "You should see who's downstairs." And Maureen O'Hara's like, "Oh, let's go."
Yeah.
And they're hiding in the bushes to get a look at Vicky and everything. Like my mother and I would 100% be doing that.
Oh, that's
and
great.
so I just love that sequence. I think it's so funny.
I expand on that, not so much just that, but after the big reveal and all that, when Maureen O'Hara is with both of them, and Sharon and Susan are scheming, but when they get her in it for like that scene or stuff like that, or all those, and you kind of get that at first she's getting it that they're trying to get them back together, and she's like,
right.
"You have a good idea." Yeah. Those scenes watching Maureen O'Hara with, I mean, even watching her do it on the split screen, I'm guessing it was the body double on the actual thing for a while.
Yeah.
That was just, it was just so, as you say, mom and daughters. Like I could absolutely see a mom and daughters doing those things, especially in like the 60s.
Oh my God. And then them waving at Mitch across the way, like
right. All right, let's move on to favorite characters. Disney John, who's your favorite character?
I loved the priest. I thought
Wasn't he great?
I was seriously like, I didn't think it was gonna be him. I was like, but I've been trying to be less obvious because I've been so Captain Obvious for so long that I loved the priest. Everybody else had great roles. Don't get me wrong, like everybody else had stellar performances, but as far as supporting characters go, I loved his character. It was perfectly placed at the right time and doing the right things. And then even at the end where he winks off at Maureen O'Hara, like he was like, "Yeah, got it, let's go."
Yeah.
I really liked his character. He didn't have much to do, say, or be on screen for, but when he was on there, it was always impactful.
He made the most out of his like two scenes.
He sure did. 100% did.
All right, Dana, how about you? Who's your favorite character?
I can't say one. I gotta say two, because they played the same part for each of the girls, and that was Verbena and Grandpa Charles. The person that each one of them ran to and kind of confide in and just unveiled it, that, "Oh, we found out," and all that stuff, and just watching them, and then watching Grandpa put his foot down with Grandma and everything like that, and Verbena just kind of like, yeah, I mean, even though it was they found out, and literally within like 5 minutes they're in California all together. Just to watch them kind of fuel a little bit of that mischief, kind of the suspicion that they see about it. It just feels off. I enjoyed that. It was very much kind of a counterbalance to the mischievousness of twin teenage girls.
Yes. I love when Sharon, who is pretending to be Susan, is talking to Vicky and while she's swimming, and she completely uses Verbena's language. When she, of course, I'm not saying anything. I'm just, if I was going to say something, I'd say he's too old for you, but I'm not going to say that. I thought that was a really cute detail. I know this is like Captain Obvious, but my favorite character is
Maureen O'Hara.
Maureen O'Hara.
Ah!
I can't help it.
I
I
don't blame
love
you.
her so much. She is just all the things. And I love that she's not above being a little bit petty and manipulating Vicky into going on this camping trip that she knows she's gonna hate. I think, altruistically, she wants to do it for her girls because this woman is not going to be good for them. But there's also a little bit of vanity there that I love that she's not above playing. And I just think she's spectacular.
I loved one scene with her and Vicky where, and I put it in this because it's so funny, where they're definitely going on about how much younger Vicky is than Maureen O'Hara, and she's like, "Oh well, all that." I sit there and I'm like, if I didn't know how old the actresses really were in age difference, I'd be like, what the heck are you talking about? Because the makeup they did, Maureen O'Hara looked like way younger than she was. She was what? She was born in 1920. She was like 40, 41 when this came out. I swear she looked like she was like 25 to 30.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She looked doggone good.
But man, she pulled it off because I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's one hot mom.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody is going for Vicky when she's in the room. Like, all she had to do was walk in.
Mm-hmm.
In a bathrobe. Like,
yeah, in a bathrobe.
It wasn't a va-va-va-voom bathrobe. It was...
It makes it better.
All right, let's move on to...
It was his bathrobe.
I know, right?
Hubba
hubba.
All right, let's move on to a couple of bonus questions. Haley Mills made 6 films for Disney. Have you ever seen a non-Disney Haley Mills film?
I just looked them up and no.
Dana,
not that I can think of. The only other thing I know of off the top of my head that I can remember seeing Haley Mills in was the very first season of Saved by the Bell when she played Miss Bliss.
Yes. Back when it was called Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Oh, yeah. No,
exactly.
No, I only remember Saved by the Bell. Don't remember Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
It was like the very first season when they were in middle school. And it was in Indiana, not in California.
Yes.
And no, definitely did not see that.
So she was in a couple of films that I find completely delightful. The first one is called The Trouble with Angels, and it stars Rosalind Russell, and Haley Mills gets sent to a girls' Catholic boarding school.
Ooh.
And Rosalind Russell is the mother superior there. And of course, Haley Mills is causing all kinds of trouble, and just shenanigans ensue. And Rosalind Russell is trying to just not even keep her in line, just kind of tone her down a little bit.
Calm down.
Heard of it, never seen it.
It's absolutely delightfully funny. It's really, really good. And then say what you want. People have opinions. I like a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's work, and he just did a movie called Trap.
I thought you didn't like pranks.
That is what?
I thought you didn't like pranks.
I don't understand the joke.
Because most of his movies are pranks. They're just not that bad. They're okay.
Well, I'm not going to debate this.
I haven't seen
At
Trap.
any rate,
Wait, I haven't seen Trap. Is it good?
I really liked it. First of all, I love the premise. And second of all, like, I love Josh Hartnett. I think he is very underrated. And Haley Mills shows up in a completely unexpected role. And I had no idea she was in it. And then all of a sudden there she was playing like nobody you'd expect. And I was like, what is even happening in this movie? So, which made it like 10 times better. So, both of those I think are worth checking out.
I will look up Trap for sure. I haven't seen nor heard of the other movie. And I'm kind of like actually going through her IMDb right now. And I'm like, I have definitely not seen her in a non-Disney way. Like I just haven't seen her unless I watched The Amazing Stories that she was in 1986, which is a possibility. She was only
could be that you saw it and you just don't remember.
Don't remember her. Yeah. But I've not seen her in
because I don't remember that episode.
Right.
But I'm sure if I saw it, I would remember it.
Oh crap. She was in The Wheel of Time. Oh, but she was only one episode. Guitarra Moroso. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna say no, but I will definitely check out Trap.
Yeah, give it a shot. And then my other question is, have you guys, which I believe we've already covered, you have seen the remake of The Parent Trap with
Yes.
Lindsay Lohan, which I have seen.
Yes.
And I think it's delightful. Which version do you prefer now that you've seen both?
I like the original.
Me too.
I really do.
I love Natasha Richardson, so I really like the remake for her, but
Yeah. No, the remakes, there's nothing wrong with the remake at all.
agreed.
I just really liked the original. It's the OG.
Same.
And it played so well. It was so natural. And particularly thinking of the technology of the times, the split screening was great. I mean, it was perfect. The one scene that we all talked about that we all didn't like, if you took that out, it would be the perfect movie. It really would.
Mm-hmm. Dana, how about you? Which one do you prefer?
I do have to give it to the original. I mean, I hate saying just barely because it does feel like, you know, apples and hand grenade comparison type deal. Because I really thought the remake was a good modern, at the time, refresh kind of reintroduction of it, and it still talks to the fact that the twin mischief stuff is universal across decades. I mean, honestly speaking, I'm not saying do a remake like Parent Trap now, but I could definitely see them doing a similar type of thing where you have two twins that do these kinds of pranks and things. I could see them doing like maybe an off reimaginative telling of it now, and it would still kind of fit because that type of humor and like shenanigans would still work today. But I got to give it to the original just because it was the original, it was the OG.
It was wholesome. It was fun.
Yes, very wholesome.
All right, so let's start to wrap things up with our final thoughts and a rating scale of 1 to 5 pranks. Dana, what do you got for us?
I mean, you know, I've mentioned it. Overall impressions on it. It's a very wholesome, heartwarming family movie. Definitely meant for kids, but there's still some humor in there for the adults as well. Wonderful acting. You know, great that they dove into that split screen technology on it. I consider it to be, you know, a definite Disney classic. Not perfect for what we mentioned on it, but I would say on the prankometer, 4.5.
Oh wow, that's a really good rating. John, how about you?
I have a lot of the same things to say. I thought the movie was good. Other than the minor details that we talked about, one of which was actually a technical flaw with the movie, which is the only thing that I think technically was wrong with the movie. Everything else was more feelings, like a hardcore prank gone awry. That's whatever. But the one scene with them walking, that was kind of a it broke the scene. It broke the magic. It broke everything. It took me out of the movie at that point. I mean, like I actually stopped and I like sat back in my chair, was like, that's terrible. And then and then I was right back in the movie. So for that fact, I am actually going to rate it slightly lower at 4 full pranks. As much as I like to prank, I'm just going to go with 4 pranks for this one.
Well, this was one of my selections for our live action Disney series, and I think it is just always rewatchable. It's absolutely delightful. I think everyone in it is just great. Love the script, love the score to it. Really, really recommend this over the remake. But I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a 4 because, like we said, pranks are not my thing, and
and it's okay.
But I will give it 4 pranks for being such a delightful and eminently rewatchable film.
Nice.
So once again, thank you all for joining us for this live action Disney series. Have you seen The Parent Trap? If so, we hope that we have inspired you to give it a revisit. Maybe it's been a while. If not, if maybe you've only seen the remake, give the original a try and let us know what you think about it. I'd like to thank Dana for joining us once again, and Disney John for continuing to co-host this series.
I'm loving this series. We're gonna have to come up with something next year for Dayton to make us do this again.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of live action Disney movies for you guys to choose from.
I was thinking more modern era.
We've been talking remakes too, so maybe we'll bring Dana back and we'll talk the remake.
That'd be super fun.
Well, in the meantime, listeners, we are available on Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky, and we would love to hear from you. We also have a YouTube channel where we have new episodes every Friday. We will either have a top 7 list from one of our hosts or a versus episode where we take an original song and compare it to a cover version. And if you're enjoying the podcast, check us out over on Patreon for more exclusive content. And as always, remember to listen to more music, read more books, watch more movies, and remember, physical media is better than streaming.
Why don't you and I come by? Let's get together.
The Docking Bay 77 podcast is produced and edited by Dayton Johnson, recorded with Rode Pod mics, the Zoom PodTrack P4, and edited on Audacity. Opening music provided by Eric Jason Brock. You can find him on YouTube and Bandcamp. Thank you for listening.